My name is Alex and I'm from Liverpool and I'm a third year creative writing student at Glamorgan. And I chose to do creative writing because it's something I've always done. I've always liked to write ever since I was like this big. And I just felt that it was a really natural choice for me because the only other option was performing, which was a bit scary. So I decided to write instead of being the one saying the words, which is always fun. I chose writing at Glamorgan because they have a really good syllabus. I felt a lot better about choosing this uni after going to the open day, because all of my choices had been a bit random and helter-skelter and at the end of my rope because UCAS is hard to do. But I felt better about choosing it, and especially seeing the view, because I'm a very aesthetic person, and just looking out across all the Welsh hills and everything, I was like, I could so be happy here. It's just so pretty and everyone's so nice. So I felt a lot better about it. I really like the course, mainly because I really like people workshopping my stuff. I love the feeling of people reading my work and saying nice things about it. I even like it when they say nasty things about it, because at least they've read it, and I can take those notes and I can make it into something better and even more awesome. There's a lot of introductory stuff, and then you write something, obviously, and submit it, and the whole class gets to workshop it, and you get notes on what you've written, from the grammar to the plot to where you're going with it to the characters, and it's just a really, really positive feedback. You also get to know where you've gone wrong and if it's even a good idea, because sometimes you come out with the worst kind of imaginable, and people will tell you this, and it's brilliant because everyone's encouraged to be honest. And you develop a thick skin about stuff that you may have clung to, like certain paragraphs or sentences or characters who are just awful, and you can't see it because you're in love with them, because you've written them. But you get a lot of positive feedback, and you also get introduced to the kind of things you'll need to know for publishing, like what kind of format you need and what editors will look for, and how to package your product as well as yourself, how to write cover letters, how to sort of endear yourselves to the publishers who are going to be your employers, hopefully, in the future. You get a good overview of the professional world as well as the creative and the I can write-ness of it. Another good thing about the course is DAPS, which is the student-run, student-edited anthology of work. I submitted and I've been published, and it gives you a real sort of sense of deadlines and how brilliant it is to kind of see your name in print. It's just good to get that experience, and it'll look great on your CV to have something with your name on it in print, bound, that other people have decided is good enough. It's definitely a bit of a rush. I chose to do literature modules right off the bat because I've always been a big nerd, and I like reading what other people have written as much as I like writing. And I've always been into classic literature like Shakespeare and Austen and Oscar Wilde and lots of other stuff because I grew up in a very literary environment. So I've always had them there. And I really liked talking about them and getting more in depth. And it was a nice crossover. Like, you come from high school where everything is learn this, repeat it, and then write about it. And it was a nice way to kind of, continue that sort of way of educating myself in uni, because uni is kind of scary when you get here. So it's always nice to have yes, I'm in class, I can take notes and it'll all be the same. I really like the literature classes because, as well as just, having the lectures and being told stuff, you also get to engage with your professor and get into amazingly awesome fights with them over things. Like, I took poetry, I took reading poetry as well as writing it. And in reading poetry, you read the classics and you read the modern stuff. And I used to get in so many screaming arguments with my professor, which was awesome because you could, leave class afterwards and still be debating it. I was also really worried, coming from a high school and an all-girls high school, that when I came to uni I was going to freak out and faint because of all the, different people and the different social scenes and the fact that I was living in a dorm with people who I wasn't related to. Thankfully I didn't freak out, but it was still a bit daunting. I got on really well with my dorm mates, which was surprising for me because I've always had a really close circle of friends, which suddenly kind of went when I came to uni. And it was really fun because it was all these different kind of people from all over England and Wales and further that I'd never met before, never had the chance to meet before, and we were all sort of thrown together, and it was just brilliant. On the course, the professors and the teachers are absolutely brilliant because they've been there, they've done it all. They've been published, or they know the publishing world, and it's just brilliant to get that kind of feedback from someone who's done it professionally, because we're all sort of, miring away at our little projects and we have no idea how to get them into the wider world, and these people have. They've done it and they've been successful at it. They're also really supportive because we have a lot of tutorial time, we have a lot of out of class time. I see my dissertation teacher at least twice a month outside of class, just to talk about how I'm doing, if I actually have something to submit, how my word count is, and where I'm going with my work. You can see them during office hours, after class, email. They're really open, and it's a very open door policy thing. After uni, I don't really have a career planned because I don't really plan anything, but I do intend to continue writing because it's something I've always done and will always do. Because putting one word in front of another has always been something I've loved, and to create something that no one else has created, to put something out into the world that wasn't there before, is just kind of something that excites me. And I love writing. I love the feeling of getting the right words in the right places and having something that's only been in my head before explained on paper, and then having other people read it, which is always fun. I don't really intend to, have a career with my writing, because from what I know of careers, they're usually the idea of what someone else wants you to do. I intend to get a job, obviously, and I intend to continue writing, and hopefully one day those two things will coincide, but until then I'll just keep writing and showing off to people.